When it comes to Instagram stories, everyone knows that they should be showing up, but they stress or obsess over what to be posting, and it drives them crazy. So in this video, what I'm going to do is share what you should be posting on your Instagram stories, how you can improve your Instagram story views, and why you should actually care about using stories to grow your brand presence and business using Instagram. So this video, it's all about Instagram stories and upping your game. So let's get right into it. So first, I think it's really important to differentiate what stories are versus what they aren't. You obviously know what the feature is, but what does it mean for your account? So many people come to me and they say, how can I use my stories to grow my page? And that's not what stories are there for. Your stories are only going to be seen by people that are already following you. So if you're looking to use it as a tool for growth, you're using stories completely wrong. And in fact, only about 10% of your following will even see your stories. And they're your top 10% of people who are most interested in your content in the eyes of Instagram. So these are your core people seeing your stories in most cases, which means you should create content through that lens. These people want more of you. They like you, they love your content, and you should understand that and create through that lens. And stories can be a super powerful way to really deepen that relationship. And there's a progression of people finding you on Instagram. It usually starts with people finding some of your content and then becoming a profile visitor. And if they like what they see, they become a follower. And if you nurture them through tools like stories, they can become a super fan and then in turn become a super customer buying your products and services. And stories are one of the most powerful ways to bring people along that journey and make them feel really connected to you. So remember, these are your core people and you're creating for them. So what should you actually be posting on your stories for these people? It should really be more of you and the reasons why people followed you in the first place. These are your core people. So if they follow to see your life, share more of the behind the scenes and the deeper reasons or things that go into creating the content they already love. For me, I make a ton of content about social media and online marketing strategy. And what people want to see is a lot of that, but also what goes into creating the content that helps them out in the first place, that brought them to me. Sharing that whole story and what I call the hero's journey behind that is a really personal way for people to connect with you really quickly. And stories are probably the most human element when it comes to Instagram, and you want to use it like that, like you're talking to your friends. So when you're talking to your stories, try to be human, don't be a robot. Talk like you would to your best friend. People are gonna connect with you so much more. So when you're on your story, share what you're doing. What are you working on? What's the content you're working on? Share the behind the scenes. It can almost be like a reality show or the deeper workings behind the more finished product that shows up through your content. So I wouldn't overthink your stories. I would get more out there of sharing more different kinds of things and then monitor how your audience responds to the different things that you're sharing. One of the most powerful things about stories is that anytime that you push one out there, people can respond to that story with a DM. So if you post something that really resonates with people, you're going to see that by people's responses. So get out there and try sharing different things and see what people want to see or the different kinds of things they want to see. Some examples could be your daily routine, behind the scenes, what you're currently thinking about, your opinion on a specific subject, your diet, the things that you love, your story, what you're eating, your favorite shows, hobbies, etc. You can really go so broad here, but really focus on what they want to see, and it's more of you or the personality behind the content that they love. And we want your followers engaging with your stories to create a relationship and a two-way conversation. So you need to do everything that you can to make that conversation starter as easy as possible. So you wanna be using all the tools that Instagram gives to you. So while you're sharing your day and what you're doing, also make it about the person who's seeing this and make it easy for them to get involved through polls, stickers, sliders. Be creative with all the tools Instagram gives you to start a conversation and keep it going over time. It's gonna do wonders for people feeling appreciated when you give them that opportunity to connect with you one-on-one through your story. Plus, a massive thing to consider here is that Instagram actually has an algorithm for stories and how many people see your stories. And they're tracking a few main metrics. The first is time spent on your stories. So that's gonna dictate how valuable Instagram sees this content. So if people are rewatching your stories or going back to watch it again, this is all great news in the eyes of Instagram. Plus, if you put a poll or some sort of sticker that's interactive on your story, the more people you get to interact with it, the higher value score Instagram's going to give to your story, pushing it to the front of the line on people's profiles so that more people will be seeing your story overall. And since so few people are aware that Instagram stories actually have their own algorithm, I'll break down exactly how it works right here. So it works very much like the main feed content algorithm, where your story will initially get pushed or prioritized to your very core people. So these are your biggest fans, people who always watch your stories. Instagram will then track how people are viewing that story. Are they skipping past it? Are they exiting out completely? Are they ignoring it? Or are they spending a ton of time? Are they rewatching it? Are they interacting with the poll, story, or sticker? If they're doing all those positive signs, Instagram now says that this story is very high value or very interesting, and they're gonna show it to more people. So that's why you see crazy swings in how many people see your stories on Instagram. It comes down to their algorithm and how people are responding to the content that you're sharing out there. So there is an algorithm here, so we wanna make sure to keep that in mind while we're sharing and do the things that Instagram cares about. We want to keep people watching, rewatching, and interacting with us through our stories. So how does this help us? When we're going through and posting out story content, if we notice that a particular kind of story got a ton of views, that's not by accident. That's because your audience really resonated with it. So you should probably be doing more similar things because Instagram will reward you for doing so. And a good thing to focus on here, especially when you're using story features like stickers and polls and all of those things, is views versus responses on that sticker. We want those numbers to be as close as possible. We want as many people that are seeing it to interact with it because that's gonna bring us the biggest potential return in terms of more people seeing our stories. And the awesome thing about Instagram is they're constantly tracking our relationship with our followers, and that dictates who sees our stories moving forward. So if we get more and more viewers to our stories by doing all the things that we've mentioned here, that means that our inner circle can expand further and further once more people are pushed to our story and they then interact with it. Because once they do that, Instagram now has a tracked relationship, making it more likely for that person to see our stories again and again, expanding our tribe and making our story views higher overall for the long run. So I know that was a lot. And if you're looking to grow on Instagram, these are things that you should keep in mind. And I post stuff like this weekly on my channel. So if you're looking to grow on Instagram, don't forget to click that subscribe button down below so you can see more of these videos in the future to help you better use Instagram and grow on the platform faster. And I know I just threw a lot at you, so if any of this was confusing, the video is timestamped down below so that you can jump to different parts to get the most out of it to help you improve your use of stories on Instagram. So I'm super excited to see you level up your story game and get more story viewers and just benefit more from using this powerful feature. And if you're just starting out on Instagram and you have less than 1,000 followers, I know getting to that number can be really, really difficult. So I made an entirely dedicated video all about getting your first 1,000 followers on Instagram, and I've linked that right here. So if you're just starting out, you need to watch this video. It will definitely help you get to that 1,000 as fast as possible. So go ahead and click that. I will see you over there. I'll see you over on Instagram, and keep crushing it. Peace and love.